Hi guys, Josh here, welcome to FramesPerSecond. We're currently at the Queen Victoria Markets and I'm going to be shooting some Vario Chrome. We're going to go to Luna Park later, so this is expired slide film. It might be weird or it might turn out alright, but we'll find out. Rollei Vario Chrome is an expired slide film. Nobody's been able to really figure out which slide film it is. Being expired slide film, this means that there's going to be a lot of grain, less dynamic range, and color shifts. And it does kind of have this new unique look because of that. It's got kind of this teal and orangey kind of look. The shadows are very, very blue. And then the highlights kind of have this orangeness to it, which I find kind of interesting. Being slide film, it still does have kind of poppy colors, but because of the age, it kind of has this more kind of sepia, less punchy look, even though the colors are still kind of accentuated. This shot I took by accident. This day there was a bit of clouds and rain, and there were some parts where we were undercover, like here. Yeah, that's when it ended up being more blue, and especially with the way the fluorescence looked with this film. As you can see in the background, it's nice and normal at the front, but in the background, fluorescence went this kind of bluey green. And this shot I like kind of as just like a color chart. It's got all the colors, and they all look nice when well lit. But here, that fluorescent light just kind of went this really ugly color, which I kind of like. If this shot was less grainy, that would have been kind of cool. Yeah, there's a uniqueness to it, and obviously it's expired slide film, so not every roll is going to look exactly the same, depending on the age, depending on where it was on the roll. If it was more towards the ends or more in the middle, and depending on how it was stored before Rollei found it. So there's a lot of variables, but I've seen other results which are kind of similar-ish, so at least like you kind of can figure out what it looks like once you've shot it once, but it's not always going to turn out the same. And that's kind of the fun with shooting expired film. The only thing was that Rollei kind of said it was a new type of film, which it wasn't. It was expired film that they repackaged, so that is a bit eh. And then I kind of stopped at Miss Jackson to catch up with some friends who were going to join us at the next location. We kind of had a photo hang, so we just all had cameras and we're just, yeah, having fun at Luna Park. We lost quite a bit of highlight detail in that shot. So Luna Park, nice and colourful, lots of fun things. Let's go. And so with this film, they recommend rating it at 200 or 400. I rated this at 400. There were some shots I underexposed, some I overexposed. But I think next time I will go for 200 or maybe at least 320 or 260 or 40 or whatever. Just to get a bit more shadow detail, because even though it's slide film and you will end up losing the highlights, I would have just liked a bit more shadow detail and a bit less grain, so I think that's what I'll do next time with my last roll. But there was something I kind of liked about the pastel kind of look to it while still being full of all this color. And it kind of reminded me of when I saw Joker projected on film. It kind of had this kind of pastel-y kind of look, but still with all these colors. And it just reminded me a lot of that, except this was hella grainy with much less dynamic range. It's a color profile that I wouldn't mind replicating somehow, so Not exactly with this one because it's unpredictable, but maybe I could try find another film, play with filters and stuff, and get a kind of that kind of look. Because it's a look I kind of like. It's not something I'd do for everything, but maybe like if you can make portrait more poppy or Ekta more pastel. We were at Luna Park, which is a very fun place, so I thought that would be appropriate to kind of shoot this weird and kind of just fun experimental film with. Some of the images turned out good. Unfortunately, it's really grainy, but there are images I like, and I'm glad I shot it. And I'm glad I have one more roll to kind of play around with as well. It's something you gotta be wary of. It's expired film and unpredictable, so if you want really clear, pristine images that you know exactly how they're gonna turn out, this is not the film for that at all. You do kind of have to just play around with it, but I liked it, and if you like these images, maybe you might like it too. It's hard to get your hands on because it was a very limited supply, but if you can, I recommend checking it out, though I would not pay crazy prices for it. I got the rolls at a decent price, but now it's on eBay for like very expensive because of the very limited supply of it. But at the end, I think it's a good film. It's fun, but it's not going to be pristine. Well guys, hope you liked the images. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Feel free to like and subscribe, turn those post notifications so you know when there's a new episode. Anyway, I'm Josh. This is Frames Per Second. Just get out there and shoot some film.